Hello and welcome to another Thought of the Day. My name is Paul Aldridge. I'm one of the leaders of the Estuary Elim Churches. And today I've called this Thought of the Day, God Can Do the Impossible. Can I ask you, have you ever trusted God to do the impossible in your life? The Bible says in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Did you hear that? We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I'm telling the truth here. There isn't anything that is impossible for God. Look at Peter, for instance. Peter walked on water in the Bible, we read. We all know that's impossible. Human beings can't walk on water. It would defy gravity, but Peter walked on water. Today I want to talk a little bit about how Peter walked on water. But first, Matthew 7 and 8, Jesus says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. Now I'm going to tell you how Peter walked on water. This is how Peter walked on water. It's simple. Any one of us could do it, just like Peter did. Now let me tell you how Peter walked on water. This is what he did. There's no secret formula. Peter didn't have any special abilities. Peter was the same as you and I. This is what Peter did. I hope you're not disappointed, because it is really simple. Right, here we go. Peter simply asked and it was given to him. I told you it was simple. The Bible says ask and it will be given to you in Matthew 7:7. Have you ever trusted God to do the impossible? Maybe it's not walking on water. But have you ever trusted God to do the impossible in your life? The Bible tells us what happened in Matthew 14:28-31, how Peter walked on the water. This is what happened. Peter said, Lord, if that is really you, tell me to come to you on the water. Jesus said, come, Peter. Then Peter left the boat, walked on the water to Jesus. But while Peter was walking on the water, he saw the wind and the waves. He was afraid and began sinking into the water. He shouted, Lord, save me. Then Jesus caught him with his hand. Jesus said, your faith is small. Why did you doubt? May I suggest that this could be our problem? We don't see God doing impossible things because we doubt. Peter said, Lord, if that is really you, tell me to come on the water to you. Jesus said, come on, Pete. I'll put that in my words. Then Peter left the boat and walked on the water. But while Peter was walking on the water, he saw the wind and the waves. In other words, he looked at the world and he took his eyes off Jesus. He was afraid and began to sink. Peter shouted, Lord, save me. Then Jesus grabbed his hand, or grabbed him by the hand. Jesus said to Peter, your faith is small. Why did you doubt? Why do we doubt? The problem is we look through worldly eyes. We're all the same. Peter took his eyes off Jesus and looked at the waves. That's when his problem started and he began to sink. If you didn't remember anything today, or if you don't remember anything today, I ask you to remember this one thing today. This is the message here. Don't take your eyes off Jesus. I was told this many, many years ago. The Bible says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, as we've already read. Jesus said, I assure you that whoever believes in me will do the same things I have done, and they will do even greater things than I have done, because I am going to the Father. So Jesus doesn't lie. He says we can do greater things than he has done because he is going to the Father. That comes from John 14:12. A little while ago, I said, have you ever trusted God to do the impossible? Maybe today is the day to step out and ask God or trust God to do the impossible in your life. There was a great man called Smith Wigglesworth. Smith Wigglesworth was a plumber when God called him to be an evangelistic preacher. Over the years, through his ministry, many people heard the gospel and gave their life to Jesus. Smith Wigglesworth was an ordinary guy. He wasn't an academic. In fact, his wife, Polly, taught him to read. But he trusted God to do the impossible. That's why his ministry thrived. One of Smith Wigglesworth's quotes goes like this: "There is nothing impossible with God. All the impossibilities, is with us. When we measure God by the limitations of our unbelief." Let me read that again. There is nothing impossible with God. All the impossibility is with us when we measure God by the limitations of our unbelief. Bit of a tongue twister, but it's true. Smith Wigglesworth wrote several books over the years. One of them is called Only Believe. As Smith Wigglesworth said, all we have to do is believe. Only believe. Mark 9:23, Jesus said, "If you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes." So I encourage you today, whatever's happening in your life, believe. Impossible things can be achieved. Only believe. Put your trust in God. Lean not on your own understanding, because God is a God of the impossible. And he loves us so much, he wants to do the impossible in our eyes through him, because nothing is impossible with God. Well, thanks for listening today. Bye for now. God bless.